So is circumcision a directive of Islam?
First of all, it needs to be understood that the directives of Islam, if you ask in a way that we are able to find out where exactly it is placed, the sources of Islam are two: the Quran and the established practice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which we call the Sunnah. And this established practice of the Prophet Muhammad, it actually has a lot to do with the Abrahamic practices, which crystallized in the times of Prophet Abraham, and they were transferred all the way from Abraham up to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they were given sanction by him, and they became part of the final religion. So circumcision is a directive which is found in the established practice of the Prophet. It is not mentioned in the Quran at all, not at a single place. But again, as I said, the reason is that the sources of Islam is not just the Quran. It is the Quran and the established practice of the Prophet. And by the established prophet of the Prophet, as the Quran speaks, it is basically a sunnah of Ibrahim, or the sunnat Ibrahimi. And circumcision is something which originated from Prophet Abraham, and we know this from the Bible as well. So the directive regarding circumcision is that the male offspring, the male child, he has to be circumcised. There are some spurious narratives which speak of female circumcision, which is an absolutely heinous thing to even imagine. It has no basis. The narrative which is actually ascribed to the Prophet wrongly, that he recommended female circumcision, is totally baseless, it's spurious, and is a wrong ascription to him. It is only the male child who has been prescribed, and this practice in itself is not obligatory. It's like a recommended practice. So you see, the established practice of the Prophet Abraham, or the Sunnah of the Prophet, as we can say, they themselves are divided into mandatory, into recommended, and it has different grades. But as far as circumcision is concerned, yes, it is a practice of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, recommended, but it is not obligatory, it's not mandatory, it's something which is highly recommended. And one more thing that I think I would like to explain here is that the purpose of all such directives of religion is purification. Either it's physical purification or it is spiritual purification. So circumcision is something which relates to more of your hygiene, more of your physical purification. So we know, I mean, this is something which is well known, that if you cut that part from the male organ, it is able to, instill purity in a much easier way than if that part is left intact. So the reason for this is, again, that hygiene and purity, about which not only internal hygiene and purity, but external hygiene and purity of the body, which every religion, every divine religion, I would say, lays a lot of stress on.